Welcome back, everybody. If it's your first time here, welcome in to Watch This, where we watch this, and I tell you what I think along the way, and you can tell me what you think down in the comments below, and maybe we can have a conversation about it. Last episode, it ended abruptly because I had hit the wrong button, ended the recording. I was a little heated. I was getting a little excited, but we're going to start right from the point that we ended last time, and we're just going to go on from there. So, on that note, let's roll the vid.
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow, and the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
Now, I commented a little bit before in the last video about that. If you want to hear, I don't want to regurgitate stuff, so make sure you go and check that one out. But that's insane that as a teacher, you don't have the ability to say, Tommy, you need to answer in words, not meows. Like, we wonder why kids are doing whatever the hell they want. We're just letting them.
So you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat. Mm-hmm. And the teachers have to affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So
why are we affirming people as cats? We're friggin' humans. Come on, man. Seriously. I don't know if that stuff's going on in schools around here. I haven't heard of any of that stuff. If I do, I feel bad for my schools because I'm going to bitch.
So
the schools are like literal zoos now, basically.
They are.
What is this?
I am a 27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf therian and a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you discover this inner wolfness?
Probably around age 10 or 11. I was watching an anime about wolves and...
Thanks. You had to go and say anime. Now you're going to fucking ruin anime for all the people that truly enjoy it. Right? Because now fucking... Because you said that, people are going to be like, oh, it's because they watch anime. It's all this person's fault. When anime is ruined, we know who to blame. Wolf person thing here.
See the wolf running across the screen, and I'm somehow just intrinsically like, oh, that's me.
Have you spent any time around biological wolves?
Yes.
That sounds dangerous also. What context are you?
So I was a volunteer with a preserve, and I've also visited many wolf preserves.
Are you able to communicate with the wolves?
Am I going to have a conversation with a wolf in the way that I'm communicating you and I? Obviously not. Am I going to read their body language, respond appropriately to their behaviors and their nonverbal cues? Yes.
Would you be able to give us an example of this wolf communication?
No. I'm not comfortable doing so.
I wouldn't want to do it on camera either.
Okay, all right. How exactly have these ideas become so pervasive?
First of all, I think we need to remember that in the West, at least, we have it drilled into our minds from childhood onwards that personal happiness is the key to individual flourishing. Secondly, we think of ourselves in psychological terms. I am my feelings. And in order for me to be...
I don't think of myself as my feelings. I think of my feelings as a product of the stuff that I encounter. I'm probably 100% wrong, but in my brain goo, that's how I think. Like, I get upset, like I did in the last episode, about things that I'm encountering. That's what brings out emotion in me. It's not the emotion there and then me. It's me and then the emotion. But I know nothing. I don't have any letters by my name, so I don't know shit about shit.
Be happy. I have to be able to express my feelings. I have to be outwardly that which I feel myself to be inwardly. Thirdly, we're taught that interfering with somebody else's happiness is very bad. We need to acknowledge that there are powerful lobby groups.
I can agree to an extent that, yeah, messing up other people's happiness is bad, right? You don't want to make people unhappy. But on the same note, you can't compromise sanity or truth or facts, right? For someone's happiness. You can't break a fact. You can't unchange science because someone doesn't like the way it makes them feel. That's kind of crazy, right?
Powerful cultural and political lobby groups driving this thing. Hollywood is pressing LGBTQ plus matters in so many movies. We're seeing it in the way Amazon sets up its algorithms. There are all kinds of factors in society that are pushing what would really be numerically a fairly minority interest into being one of the main political focal points of this generation.
See, that's one of the things that I find very confusing to me is that this is a minority of people, and not that that makes them any less by any means, but they've got so much pull that nobody is willing to even stand up and say, this is stupid. This makes no sense. This is not logical. I don't get how they have the power. I don't get where that power comes from. I don't.
After my operation, I will be a woman.
Why can't she just be a lesbian?
I don't know what movie this is
Not
from.
a lesbian, Mom. She's a boy.
Because I was born in a girl's body.
Can I ask you a question?
I guess
you
it's
kiss
just
me?
The whole idea of
clips from
social
different Hollywood
contagion,
stuff.
that there could be something in one's social environment that could play some role in somebody coming out identifying as trans. Would you say that that is definitely part of your story?
When I look back, I don't think I would have ever even considered seeing myself as a boy without these social aspects, especially if I hadn't joined these online communities.
Really?
I identify as non-binary. I'll officially be changing my pronouns to they, them.
My pronouns are he, him, and demon, self.
Demon and demon self. My pronouns are God and master of all things, and I refuse to have you refer to me except for any of those terms. Yeah, and you know what people are going to tell me when I tell them that? Yeah, exactly.
Going by they them pronouns for 4 years now. I'm pretty comfortable with it.
I use they them pronouns.
There was literally...
Okay, so because you use them, I have to use them? Because if it doesn't, it hurts your feelings? Is that how it works? That how it works now, right? Is because you make shit up, I have to go by the shit you make up. All right?
A period of a few weeks to a few months. I started out as an ally, and then eventually I was starting to identify as transgender.
We are trans models.
So they go on the internet and they're told that all of their problems will be solved if they become a man.
Kids are being taught you might feel like you're a boy, even if you have a vagina and you're a girl. You are what you feel you are.
Some people are girls, some are boys, some are both, some are neither.
No, they're not. You're either biological male or biological female. Period. At the end of the day, that's all you are. What you fill in that gap with is up to you, but don't get it twisted, man.
Gender is all about how we feel on the inside and how we express ourselves.
Ah, the gender fluid teacher. What do I go by in the classroom? I go by Teacher Fambrini.
As a queer and trans teacher, my agenda is to show little boys that they don't have to be like as stereotypically masculine, that they can like paint their nails.
Your agenda. You're a teacher. You shouldn't have a fucking agenda, asshole. The only thing you should do is try to give the education to people and let them kind of come up with their own opinions on the information they're given. Isn't that right? Or give them factual information. Isn't that how it's done? I guess not. I guess now teachers can just like fucking mold kids into whatever the fuck they want, whether or not it has anything to do with education.
And wear earrings and like still be a guy and like it can be cool.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe.
Teeny tiny, eh?
Looking back on it, it was the same pattern. Just kids who were really struggling, kids who were very alone and isolated.
They have anxiety. They don't fit in with their peers. They don't know where they belong.
Maybe they didn't have a...
They have anxiety, they don't fit in with their peers, and they don't know where they belong. It sounds like any fucking teenager. A lot of fucking teenagers. Even the ones that are popular, knowing them years later, even they were like, dude, it was fucking horrible. I hated my teen years, or parts of it. There were parts that were horrible, right?
A welcoming family life. They just got caught up in these communities online.
Then they discover, hey, there's this group of people, and they also don't fit in. They're different. They're not sure who they are. Gee, that's where I fit in.
Today is the day before my top surgery. I am waking up tomorrow at 5 a.m. to have a subcutaneous mastectomy.
We're telling children when they...
Why, at such a young age, do you think this is a good thing to do? And why are we letting them just do it?
haven't fully developed, that all you have to do is medically transition and you fit in. I was one of those kids. It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
Right?
Trans rights. This is only going in one direction. You will respect us.
What the fuck was that? You will respect us. It's only going in one direction. How does, like, I still don't understand exactly what trans rights are. Through this whole thing, I forget how many episodes we're at now, 12, 13. What rights don't trans people have? Do they not have the exact same rights as any other fucking person? They have human rights, right? Am I wrong about this? Or is there, like, all of a sudden, if you turn trans, you don't get access to food or medical care, or like, what are the rights that they want? Is it to go into the bathroom when you have a penis, go into the women's bathroom? Is that the right they want? I don't understand what the trans rights are supposed to be. Can someone please help me and explain to me what these trans rights that they're fighting for exactly are, because I can't figure it out.
As parents come to understand more about gender identity, kids are coming out at younger ages.
It's exciting. And you know who gets it right?
It's not exciting.
It's this next generation.
It's
the
fucking
next
scary.
generation who's already telling us that our antiquated ideas of things have to be a certain way just don't apply to them.
Antiquated ideas of things have to be a certain way. Listen, I can agree with that to an extent. I am a male. I have both my ears pierced. One there, one there. Had them since I was a teenager, right? A lot of guys did not have their ears pierced. I got asked if I was gay a lot. I got called gay a lot when I was younger because of it. I'm not. I just thought it's going to cost me $10 to buy one earring, or it's going to cost me $10 to buy two earrings. And earrings come in, well, back then, in sets of two. So why would I pay more money and have less? I got both my ears done because I don't give a fuck what other people think. And I think that is a big problem nowadays, is kids, young kids, they give a fuck way too much about what other people think about them. And they just want to feel good, and they want to be accepted, and I understand that. But I don't think this is the way, man. I don't think this is the way at all.
They're rejecting a lot of our social mores. They're tweaking the system.
They're not tweaking the system.
I just don't think it's realistic to put this decision on them that is basically saying, are you okay with the risk of permanent health effects that you can never ever reverse? How can you ask that of such a small child?
I don't know, man.
I'm a physician and I use medication.
Certainly it's a bit of a Faustian bargain.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
You keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude.
Truth. Invoking the word truth, that's condescending and rude. That guy was fucking insane. And he's a teacher.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
Does a chicken cry? Does a chicken commit suicide?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
I guess because I got a dick.
Well, I cared because my government decided that I had to call people by the terms.
That's kind of messed up. I guess that's the end, it looks like.
No.
Oh, maybe it's working.
I'm not doing that.
That was weird.
I don't care what your reason is. You don't get control of my tongue.
That's right.
In a climate now in which no one seems to care about the safety of women and girls who are going through a very developmentally challenging time in their lives, they may not want to share spaces with their male peers. I would not be surprised in a few years, there will no longer be women's sports.
And I hope she's wrong. We need to figure this shit out, and we need to, like, stop being pushed around and allowing ourselves to get canceled. That's what we're doing. You get canceled because you let it happen, or you don't say anything, and that allows other people to get canceled.
It will literally be men's sports and transgender sports.
The question being asked by the trans person is a legitimate one. How can I be happy? The answer being given by having my body transformed to look like the other gender, by having myself pumped full of hormones, clearly isn't working. And we have to find a better and the more humane way of dealing with individuals who are struggling with gender dysphoria.
Exactly. Not just letting courts say, yeah, give the kid whatever drugs they want.
I have the utmost compassion for people who suffer from gender dysphoria. It's a nightmare for them and their families. The vast majority, up to 90% of kids, if they go through a normal puberty, they're going to be okay. They will be at peace with their bodies, and they will have avoided dangerous and experimental medical interventions and surgeries.
Maybe we're up against a battle here, up against a hill that perhaps, we're not going to necessarily win today, but if we don't pave the way for a win, we'll never get there.
Exactly. If we don't talk about this now, we don't come together and say, this makes no sense, we need to stop it, it's going to get so much worse to the point where we might not be able to stop it. And I don't even want to imagine a future like that.
So we're going on this journey. Boys can be girls, girls can be boys, men can be women, women can be men. It makes me wonder.
Look at how she's so happy about hearing that. She's like, yes. Like, what is inside her brain that makes her think that these are good things, man?
What is a woman?
What is a woman? A woman is someone who claims that as their identity. It could be many things to many people.
No! How can one thing be many things to many people? Friggin' an apple is an apple. You might call it something different. It's still a fucking apple.
I think the question really brings up the fact that it is pretty relative, right? That if you ask women across race, across identities, across class, across culture, you will get a different answer.
Some of it is, based on biology. Some of it is based on hormones. Some of it is based on what you wear and how you present yourself.
A woman is not anything in particular. There's no one particular thing.
There is not one particular thing.
Yes, there is. There definitely is.
A woman is someone who says that she is a woman and trying.
How is that a definition? Saying that someone says something, that's what makes them the thing they say they are, but nobody knows what that thing is.
Positions to be a
Who
woman.
says that she's what? Can you define the word woman without using the word woman?
It's actually kind of it's a curious question.
No, it's not. Wow, he just totally stumped him with that.
But
We've been journeying across the country asking people this question, and almost nobody can answer it.
What is a woman?
What is a woman?
Marry one and find out.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I should go home and ask my wife, I guess.
Yeah.
Are we finally gonna find out?
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Uh-huh.
What is a woman?
An adult human female.
What?
Who needs help opening this?
I think that's it. All right. Well, it looks like this long journey has finally come to an end. I know this was a little bit longer. I've had a couple longer episodes, but I kind of wanted to get to the end here to find out what a woman is. And I believe I called it early on in the beginning. I didn't use those exact words. I believe I said something to the effect of a female that can produce babies or have children or something to that effect. But there it is. You heard it. That's what a woman is. And what's wrong with that? Why is that a problem? Why are we disputing facts? For what reason? To make people feel happy? Make people feel better about themselves? We can't deny facts to make other people happy. I mean, once we start ignoring the definitions of things and letting them be whatever they want, I truly think we fall into a very chaotic state. And once you go too far down that road, there's no coming back. On that note, we're going to end this one. I hope to see you next time. Make sure if you haven't already subbed, hit that sub button. Hit the bell for notifications. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. And leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on what is a woman? Well, that's it for now. We'll catch you on the next one.